today it's going to be jam packed. If you took the day off, shout out to you. You're probably going to get the most, guys. If you're going to come in and out, totally understand. I know you guys are busy. Can you guys hear me? Okay, is everybody hearing me? Okay, let's see. Make sure audio's coming in. Cool, cool. John, what's up? Awesome, guys. So listen, here we go, guys. First, I want to say thank you to everybody that's coming here today. Already got almost 100 people in here right off the gate. So come in and out. Obviously, I know you guys are busy, but just please hang tight through as many of these as you can because it's one day. Like that's why we just made it one day this year in the middle, simply so you can get as much value as possible out of the entire event. So let's let a couple more people trickle in real quick. I always love to see in the chat. Where are you guys joining from? I'd love to know what city, what state. Let's see what's going on. Where's everybody at, man? I want to see. Make sure you change your chat to everyone though, because I think it defaults to just send messages to the host. So make sure you change it to everyone. Let's see. We got Montana, man. Shout out Montana, Minnesota, Texas. Let's go Boston, right? Man, the painting community strong. I love it. Paint Tigers, Ron. So good to see you up and at 'em, brother. Great to see you, man. Jason, what's up? Beth, man, so many amazing people. Guys, do me a favor if you could share this on your social media, let people know that they can join at blitz2025.com. So if you have any friends that are, 2025.com, if you have any friends that are on the fence or struggling in their business and they're hesitant, they procrastinated on registering to get here, please invite them. I'd love to give them some value, guys. If you don't know this already, my name's Tanner, proud founder of DripJobs, guys. This is obviously our event. You'll see Eli in and out of here. He is our operations manager at DripJobs, and he helps throw on these awesome events, guys. Some of you guys have already had an opportunity to meet Eli, so love to get you guys connected with him. So yeah, so guys, listen, we're throwing this event as a way to give back. If you were at Liftoff, I'd love to know who was at Liftoff in January. Could you just throw an emoji if anybody came to Liftoff in January? I'd love to know what the temperature is in the room. Okay, yes, sir. Got some people that came to Liftoff. And really, guys, that was to kick off the year. This is the course correction, right? Man, it's just awesome to connect with all of you guys again. So, guys, let's give it one more minute. We are almost ready to get started. And guys, I got a lot to unpack for you guys today. So we're gonna go ahead and do this and just like that. Cool. So listen, guys, I spent the entire day yesterday working on this because this speech for you guys here today, because I know it's going to give you guys something. One of my gifts I think that I have, and guys, we all have our own gifts that we think that we have. My gift, I believe, is I can take very complex information and break it down to where it can actually be actionable, because if it's not, then it really doesn't grab. So I've always been someone that wanted to know how to do the complex things, but give it to me so I can digest it, one bite at a time. So that's what I got for you guys here today. So high energy, let's get after it, guys. I'm going to ask you to participate in the chat. Really, that's just my way of not thinking that I'm talking to myself. So please, open that chat up if I ever ask you a question throughout this. I want to make sure you guys are getting the information. So with that said, guys, man, last night I thought, what am I going to talk about to these entrepreneurs? What topic can I give them to help them move from where they are to where they want to be? What can I do to help their legacy, their impact? How can I help them get to a place in their life where they can experience the fruits of growing a business that serves them in a big way? So guys, from estimate to exit, this is the topic that I want to share with you today. The 7 systems. Guys, I'm going to break it up for you guys. This is not complex, but you need to know this, okay? 7 systems every $1 million painting business needs to scale without you guys. And guys, it. Once we systemize that first million, all we got to do is duplicate it, right? That system once more. So let's dive into it, guys. So, what does freedom mean to you? This is the big question that you should be asking yourself. Everyone has a different definition of what freedom is in their business, in their life, okay? I'm going to show you what mine is. I love my family, my beautiful wife, my kids. For me, freedom is the ability to spend as much time with them as I want, the ability to allow them to not have to struggle, right? Some of us have been through struggle, so we know what that feels like. The freedom to be there for my wife during the day. I work from home. The ability to give her the freedom to work if she wants. She's choosing to spend time with our kids every single day, which to me is a tougher job than what I do, but she loves it. My kids are homeschooled. This is a passion of my wife's that she wanted to see to fruition. To me, the freedom is choice, right? The ability to have choices of what we do with our time. That's my definition of freedom. You might have a different definition of freedom. Whatever that is, that's what we need in order to carry us to implement the systems and the strategy that I'm going to give you today. And if you don't have a strong reason for why you're doing it, guys, you've heard this many times, you know it, then unfortunately you just won't have the staying power to see through the hard times. And for me, nothing's more important to me than my family and creating a life of abundance and choice. So why do you keep hearing this word freedom in your business? It's probably annoying. And some of you might think, well, I don't want to free myself from my business. I love my business, and that's fine. There's a lot of people that love the house they live in, right? But ultimately, if the house has no value to someone else, then no matter how much you love it, it's going to hurt you in some way or another. And we have to define what freedom really means in business, because getting through the sludge of business on the other side of that is experiencing the fruits. And I want to talk about the fruits today. Stagnation is an illusion in business. Okay. So it's very important for you to understand freedom is the only option. The pursuit of freedom, the pursuit of creating a system, the pursuit of delegation and optimization, that is the only option, guys. There's no such thing as a business that's stagnant, guys. If you ever look at a garden that doesn't get tended to and optimized, obviously we know that that garden isn't just going to stay exactly how it is, guys. It's going to be overtaken by weeds. So here's the core concept that I want you to really drive home today. Your business is either growing or it's dying, right? There's no in between here. It's either at this moment right now it's growing. You're investing right now. You are the business, most of you, right? So this is a growth day. This is a day where growth happens, because you're going to get ideas, you're going to get strategy, and you're going to get excited. But we all know that the action is what matters. But in this moment, growth is happening, right? Because there's change, there's risk being taken. You could have not been here, right? So there was a risk that you took to be here. But let's talk about your business, because if it's not something that can be free, it's nothing you can be free from, then ultimately it's something that you're chained to. And to me, that's a detriment. So at the end of the day, you don't own a business, you're building an asset. And this is something that you need to fully understand, at least be aware of, because awareness is the first step to growth. Awareness is your ability to recognize your blind spots. And as a business owner, if you don't know, then, there's really, you're really hopeless, right? But if you do know, then you have a chance. And I want to give you exposure to some thoughts and ideas that are going to change the way you look at your business. You're building an asset. And guys, let's talk about this for a second, because this is the most important thing here is, how do we determine the value of any asset? Anyone know? Can anyone tell me in the chat, how do we determine the value of any asset? I'd love to know how you determine the value of any asset. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a house, it could be Bitcoin, it could be, I don't know, an old baseball card you got. Tell me in the chat, like, what it is that you believe determines the value of any asset. Brad Ellison, okay? All-star in the room here. Exactly. What someone else is willing to pay for it. I mean, that's the key, right? That's all it is. That's all an asset is the value is determined by the market. Okay. So here you are waking up every day, building this asset. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you want to build it in a way that it could be worth something to someone else. That's the key here, guys. That's the focus. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Some of us have fathers, grandfathers who built a painting business or a painting business and have absolutely nothing to show for it. They spent 30 plus years. Does anyone know someone that spent 30 plus years in the painting business and has absolutely nothing to show for it? Does anyone know that? Throw a one in the chat, right? Like, just let me know if I'm okay. So we want to learn from that experience, right? And some of us took over that business, or some of us started our business, right? Ryan Ezel, another home run hitter here, changing legacy because his grandfather did that, right? And unfortunately, no one got together and talked about what I'm going to talk to you about today, because that could have changed everything for you, and maybe even you could have received an asset rather than starting from scratch, right? And I don't think, I mean, I'm sure there's value in starting from scratch, and but there was a lot of money wasted. There was a lot of, there's a lot of mistakes made, and I think the best thing you could do is create an asset that you could either hand to your loved ones, maybe your kids one day, right? Or you could sell and do something else, or you can use as a cash cow, right? So many options here, but the idea is we've got to create an asset. And again, remember the core concept, Brad Ellison, it's only worth whatever someone else is going to pay for it. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million house. It doesn't matter what it is. If someone doesn't agree with that price, then it's not worth that much. Okay? So we need to understand how the buyer thinks, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. Okay? Unfortunately, this is the truth. Okay. And I'm sorry. I mean, you might think otherwise. You might be looking at valuations online. You might be asking ChatGPT. At the end of the day, most painting businesses are worth absolutely nothing, right? You have maybe two vans, you got some sprayers, right? Inventory is super low, very low value inventory. Okay. It's you dependent, right? So you're the chef. And unfortunately, like maybe your restaurant has a great reputation for its food, but unfortunately, the secret sauce, the chef won't share it. And the chef won't let someone else cook on the high volume days, right? And the chef just has knowledge of 30 plus years of cooking or 20 plus years of cooking, or the chef's a control freak. Nothing's documented, it's you dependent, and all the systems on how to run the restaurant are in the chef's head. And at some point or another, chef is going to get tired, sick, exhausted, burnt out. And what does that do to the reputation of the business? It slowly starts to decline because it's you dependent, which means the value of the business is zero, which means if I were to buy your restaurant, there's no way I could do this. I can't build off of what you did as the buyer simply because you're so valuable that I need you in order to keep that momentum going. Okay? So you need to detach from the business so someone else can take your place as the detached individual rather than the person doing everything. Okay. Very complex idea, very simple concept. You haven't built a business, you've built a job you cannot quit. Okay. There's a lot of you right now, and I think honesty is important. I know if I were in this and I were in that position, guys, I'm not telling you something you don't know, and I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes, but I'm setting you up to understand that at the end of the day, your business is worth nothing if you are in the day-to-day operations. 100 is worth absolutely nothing, especially a painting business. Why? Anyone know why a painting business is extremely hard to sell in terms of a valuation in compared to a lawn care company? Can anyone tell me why you believe? Anyone know? Anyone know why compared to like a lawn care service? No service contracts. Thank you, Brad. No service contracts. You have no recurring revenue. There's no forecasting when it comes to someone identifying whether a painting business is valuable or not. Okay. So you're behind the eight ball. So if there's no recurring contracts, in other words, if someone can't look at your business and say, okay, wow, this is how much recurring income we're going to make, that means nothing has to change. I just got to change bank accounts, right? No, that's not how it works in the painting business. How it works in the painting business is you better have a couple other things in place, and you better be able to prove that you can hunt and kill every single day without you having to hunt and kill. Okay. That's what makes valuing a painting business even more difficult, which means you better have some systems in place, and we're going to talk about them here. Okay. So I don't know, anybody ever see any of my ads on Facebook? Okay. Anybody? Right? If you want some entertainment, go ahead and look at the comments of those ads, especially the ones where I'm estimating the side of a house. Right? Anybody see the side of the house ad? Right? So the idea here, though, and I'm showing you these comments, and it took me 5 seconds to find 3 of them. There's hundreds of them. If you knew anything about estimating, you don't need to measure nothing. It's called experience. I guarantee this guy never did a lick of painting. He's a salesman. In over 20 years of painting, I've never needed an app or an algorithm to help me figure out costs of my job. This is stupid. Experience tells you exactly how much time you'll need and paint just by eyeballing it. I'm sure these guys could paint circles around me. I'm sure they've been in business way longer than me. Okay? When these guys start to hit 60, 65, 70 years old, they're not going to have anything to show for it. And that hurts me so much. And that's why I put on these events, because I know where they're heading, because my father is in that world. Okay. And it's because of this mindset, relying so heavily on ego and skill rather than system, right? It's system. Marty doesn't understand that if he got sick or went to the hospital, no one else can estimate for him because he didn't have a system in place. Peter has no clue that if, let's say, I don't know, let's say he just falls out, maybe gets in a car accident. His business is done. His customers are screwed, right? People are one accident away from having nothing after building something for so many years. I've been in this position. I've been to the hospital for a week. I've been under the knife. I know what that feels like. Thankfully, I was smart enough to build my well before I was thirsty. This is what today's topic is about. This is the mindset of most business owners. And again, it's not about you knowing everything, it's about you getting what you know into a system so you can have someone else do the thing. Okay. If I'm the buyer, I have one question in mind. This is the big question. If I'm coming to you and I want to buy your painting business, can I step into this business and win without you? That's the big question. You got to answer that question for yourself. If you don't know the answer to that question, then this is going to be really helpful for you. If you do, this is going to be a great refresher for you. So here's the 2025 focus and beyond. Build it to sell it, or just keep it and pretend you're the investor. Okay, I get it. Most of us don't want to sell our business. This is what keeps our family afloat. You want to keep building. You love the game of business. I'm not telling you to sell it. I'm saying build it so it can be sellable and keep and be the investor and reap the rewards of that. This is just a mindset shift. This is just a focal point. This is just an ideology of how to grow and run your business. Okay. Today I'm going to buy your business. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. But before I do that, I have to identify how much your business is worth. Before I show you these 7 systems to build a sellable business, I want you to know why most business owners, even the great ones, hit a wall. And it's not because of a lack of leads, and it's not because of bad employees. It's because they're stuck at the bottom of this value ladder, guys. This is a big mindset shift you're about to experience. So here's the 4 levels of value popularized by Myron Golden. If you want someone really great to listen to on YouTube, find Myron Golden, okay? Amazing speaker, just incredible entrepreneur, but popularized the 4 levels of value. Level 1, implementation. Okay, so most of you guys are in level 1 and level 2, which I'll get into in a second, but this is the lowest level of value, and it's not just in painting. This is for any sector of our economy is the hands, right? Working with the hands. Implementation, right? So let's get into kind of what characteristics level 1 value is. Level 1 is the least valuable. So what it is, you're doing the physical work, you're brushing, you're rolling. Hey, just so you know, physical work is texting customers, okay? Picking up paint. This is the lowest level of value in your business ecosystem, okay? You're still painting houses, you answer every call, and you're quoting jobs at night and working during the day, okay? So you have literally all of your time is going to the lowest level of value in your actual business. The income range is about $40,000 to $80,000 a year. You're generally going to max out at about 80K. And if you're at 80 to 100K, you're burnt out right now, okay? 100%. Here's a key trait. You get paid for what you do with your hands, right? That is the lowest level of value in any system, hands, okay? Why it's limited. You can only be in one place at a time. And if you don't work, you don't make money. You're the worker, you're the admin, and the owner all in one. So honesty, guys, because no one's going to know this but me, but I just want to know in the chat, if you spend most of your time at the lowest level of value, put a 1 in the chat. Purpose of this is so you can recognize where you're at. And if you feel uncomfortable doing that, I can't help you, right? I want to see who's in the room, because if I see no ones, then I can't really hit on this topic, okay? So what you got to understand is you need to remove yourself from level 1 as fast as possible. This is not an option because there's 3 more levels of value here that I'm going to share with you. That means that you're not giving enough attention to level 2, 3, and 4. Very important. So we have a lot of 1s here, okay? I'm so glad you're here, and I want you to understand that, like, whatever you got to do, you have to get out of level one. This is not an option. It's not fun anymore. You're probably burnt out. You're tired. Your family's wondering where you are. You're missing dinner. You're missing events in your life. You're struggling. You have to be, because there's three other levels of value that aren't getting any attention. So let's talk about level two. That's unification. So once you graduate from level one, level two is unification. And level two states that managing people and operations, you've hired help, but you're still in the mix. Okay. So the second level of value is management, right? So you've mastered your hands, you've mastered the skill, you've mastered the customer interactions. Now you're managing people to manage the level one. So you're no longer doing level one. You've got crews, but you're still in the scheduling. You're doing every estimate. You have to check on every job. You're answering crew calls midday to solve problems. Anyone here in level two? I'd love to know where our audience is today. Anyone in level two, right? So you've felt level one. You know what that's like. You have the brush. You had the brush. Now you're in level two. Now you got a team. You got people making decisions every day. Cool. Key trait. You get paid in proportion to what you manage. Okay. This is the most dangerous place in the painting business. Guys, please hear me. We got a lot of level twos here. Some of you guys have been in this freaking stage for way too long. This is the most dangerous place because you're making more money than you've ever made before and you're comfortable. Okay. 100%. I know this because I was there and I stayed there way too long. Guys, change the chat to everyone in your chat settings. 80 to about 200K. Okay. So why this is better is you've multiplied your time through others. In other words, now you can be in multiple places at once. This is the best feeling, right? It can be tiring, right? It can be exhausting managing people, but at the end of the day, you're not doing the physical work. So that's a good feeling for someone that came from doing the physical work. Okay. Level three is communication. Now we're going to start making more money, but we're going to be doing it through our words, our automations. We're going to drive growth through influence, marketing, and systems. Okay. So you've built a sales script or you have a marketing funnel at this stage, right? You've hired and trained a sales rep to deliver your message. Your brand speaks clearly through content, reviews, and visuals. You use DripJobs, right? You follow up, you send proposals, you nurture leads. You've automated key conversations with leads and customers. In other words, level three value is you get paid for what you say and systemize, not just what you do. Who's at level three? I know Brad Ellison is at that 3-4 stage, right? We're going to get to 4. Okay. I got a couple other people I know. Ryan, you're at level 3. I've seen you. Okay. Right. We got some level 3s there. One great message can close dozens of jobs. So that's that one ad that you're just pulling levers. Let me try this ad. Let me try this ad. Let me hire this rep. Let me deploy this sales rep. Let me deploy this. Like now you're freaking just in the control room. Now you're pulling these levers and you're compounding, and you can make anywhere between 150,000 to $1 million a year at this stage. Level ones, this should open up your eyes. You should be thinking to yourself, okay, whoa, this is different because I'm still stuck painting and there's so many more things happening behind the scenes. What you're going to learn here today in this event is how to implement level 2, 3, and 4. That's the whole purpose. That's why I started with this, so you can know what it is that you're actually here for and why this is so valuable for you to be here. Okay. So why it scales. One great message closes a dozen of jobs. Communication becomes a machine instead of a task. So important. And then level 4, you're looking at Jason Paris Painting, Nick Slavic's on his way there. Of course, Brad, some of the heavy hitters in our industry live in level 4. This is your imagination, guys. Imagination is unlimited. This is where I live in my business. Okay. And ultimately, really what's happening is designing a painting business that can run without you. It can be duplicated, repeated, or sold. You're thinking like a true CEO, not a contractor. You've built systems, sales, production, hiring that anyone can follow. You've turned your business into a machine that produces consistent results. You've documented your processes so it can be replicated in another city or by an owner, right? This is Ryan Ezel. He's scaling to another location. You've installed automation that handles follow-ups, communication, and customer experience. You're stepping into new roles, coaching, licensing, technology, or expansion because you can. Income range is unlimited. This is where businesses become scalable assets. You get paid for what you design and delegate. Why it's limitless. You've created a business that is no longer dependent on you. It's duplicatable, scalable, and most importantly, it gives you freedom, right? Ultimately, you can wake up and do absolutely nothing and nothing will change in your business. It's just running. In other words, you can leave for a week and no one will know that you're gone. Okay. Some of us have no clue what that feels like, but let me tell you this, it's the best feeling and it's so worth pursuing. So now you know what the peak looks like. So let's get into it, guys. At level 4, you've built something so well defined that someone else can step in and repeat it. That's when your business becomes an asset at that moment in time. And that's when you get paid. So if level 4 is the goal to create a business that runs without you, how do you actually get there? I'm going to help you get there. You don't just grind harder or wait for the right team to show up. You build systems. And I'm going to walk you through the 7 systems you must have in place if you ever want to scale, sell, or step away from your painting business. Instead of telling you what you need, I'm going to position myself as the buyer and ask you if you have it or not. If you can't answer the question, I'm not buying the business, guys. So we're going to do a little Shark Tank action in here. You guys ready to go? You guys getting something out of this so far? I haven't even given you the value yet. I'm just lobbing it up. Let's go. Got it. Got it. Love seeing some familiar faces in here. Well, familiar names in the chat. The 7 systems right here, guys. 7's my number. I came up with 7, guys. Look, we're not going to be talking about, CAC and all these EBITDA, all that stuff. Like, you can ask ChatGPT about that crap. I'm talking to you about practical things that you can do right now to create a level 4 business. Okay, let's get it. System 1, lead and contact management. And don't start with here's the DripJobs guy. Like, dude, I don't care if you use DripJobs or not. Replace anything in here that says DripJobs with something else. Until there's something else, then we might have a problem. But for right now, don't focus on that. Focus on the value. It doesn't matter what you use for your business, okay? That was my make it clear statement, okay? Buyer question number 1. Can I see every lead, where it came from, and when it was last followed up with, okay? So at the end of the day, I'm going to buy your business, and me and you are sitting down having lunch, and you need to sell it. Something just happened in your life, right? Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're having a mental breakdown. Maybe you got sick. Maybe there's someone in your family. Maybe you need 100, 200, 300K in cash for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not going to ask, but you're presenting your business to me. One of my first questions, can I see every lead, where it came from, and when it was last followed up with? Because the idea here is, guys, we don't want to sell our business to another painting business owner. Okay, you can, but it's rare. You want someone who doesn't know anything about painting to come in and be able to run the machine. Okay, that's what we want. So that's the first question. Here's why I'm asking this. If I'm going to buy this business, I need to know that revenue isn't tied to you remembering who texted you yesterday. Okay, I want to know, where are the leads coming from? Are they being followed up with consistently and quickly? Are hot leads slipping through the cracks? Or is there a system I can trust, not just memory or handwritten notes? Okay, so honest answer right here, guys, because if you're not participating, I can't help you, you can't help you, and you wasted your time today. What's your answer to this question? Yes or no? Answer the question. Here's the question. Can I see every lead, where it came from, and when it was last followed up with? I want to see yeses or nos. I better see some nos because y'all aren't perfect. Okay. All right. Got a couple nos. Thank you for the people that are being honest today. Okay. Bunch of nos. Okay. So you would not, you're out. If we're at Shark Tank, you're out. Sorry, dude. Like, you can't go any further. You're gone. Right. Go back to the drawing board. Right. So we've got to solve this problem first. Okay. If we can't solve this problem, then we're in trouble. And guys, we're not doing this just to sell our business, but we're building a sellable business that you're going to receive the fruits from if you just listen to me and you implement a system that does what I'm asking the question here. So we want to say yes to every answer. Okay, so stick around. We got 6 more. Okay, I might let the 90%ers pass, but for right now, you're out if you can't answer this question. So thank you for participating. Red flag answers. So if you're at the table with me and we're having that conversation, red flag answer number 1, I get them through my phone, email, and Facebook DMs. I've heard this enough to know that this is a very realistic answer. We just try to respond as quickly as we can. Okay, physical, level 1 value. I have a folder in my email for estimates I need to go to. All right, I'll show you the leads. Just give me a minute, right? Translation, you don't have a system. You are the system. And that means when you go, the revenue dries up. We're out. Okay, thank you, Eli. I got 20 minutes, guys. Thank you, guys. So what I want to hear, Yes, all leads flow directly into DripJobs. I can show you the dashboard. Here's how many came in this month, where they came from, and what stage they're in. That tells me you've already set up the business to scale. You've got accountability in place. You've built consistency that doesn't rely on your mood or memory. So that's a yes. Thank you guys for the yeses. I'm going to buy your business, assuming that we make it through all the way. Okay. And again, look at this, guys, little screenshot action here, but really, this is how it should feel. So if you're presenting, if this is your pitch deck to an investor and you're saying, hey man, look, got them right here. Here's the stages. Here's DripJobs. I text the founder of the DripJobs whenever the freaking app goes down and he responds right away. At the end of the day, this is what I have in place. Okay. You can look at this, you can audit this, you can step in and manage this system. Okay. Just like that. If you don't know where your leads are coming from, who followed up, or what stage they're in, you're not managing your leads. You're hoping they don't ghost. I'm out. Okay. Little Shark Tank action. Boom. Okay. System number two, sales conversion system, right? System number two, guys, need participation. Yeses and nos. Buyer question number two. Do you have a consistent process for turning leads into sold jobs with accurate pricing without you being there? I need yeses and nos. Yes or no? Come on, guys. How many businesses are we buying today? I know Juan's got it. Juan, excellent business owner, Zarazua Painting. Look him up. Probably most Google reviews in the industry. Okay, bunch of no's, guys. So right now, you guys passed the first test. I see some no's that were yes. Okay, so system number two, okay, it's a no. Guys, you already know at this point in time. So what do I got to do? I got to go in there and start selling. I got to start running estimates. I'm going to pay you $500,000 for your business, and I got to get in the car and I got to go do estimates. You're not setting that up for me. Okay, why would I do that? I don't want that. I'm out, right? Guys, why I'm asking this? If I'm going to buy your painting business, I want to know the numbers behind your pricing, not just your gut feeling. In painting, bad estimates kill your profit. And if you can't teach someone how to price a job the way you do consistently, you don't have a sales system. You got a guessing game. I want to know, how do you calculate square footage, trim, doors, ceiling? How do you know how long a job is going to take and how much paint you'll need? Can someone else follow your system and get the same quote every single time? How? I want to know. I want to know. Red flag answers. I just walk it out and I kind of throw out a number. I base it on what I think it's worth from my experience. I don't have time to track square footage. I kind of just go off a feel. Only I know how to price it right. Translation: your pricing's inconsistent, your margins are unknown, and your business is unsellable. What I want to hear as an investor: yep, we use production rates and DripJobs based on services and square footage. It's built into our proposals, and anyone I can train to quote will quote with 90% accuracy. This tells me you know your costs and your labor expectations. You're not underbidding and hoping it works out. You've got a repeatable pricing system, and it ensures profitability. So at any given time, all I need is a salesperson. I don't need a paint expert, which, if you guys know, that's a unicorn, someone that's a sales expert and a painting expert and can produce estimates at the same time. So as an investor, I'm saying, okay, if this estimator you have in place, goes with you or just kind of turns out to be a dud, well, I can take any salesperson and just give him the system, give him the recipe, and he can still produce consistent results in the event that he leaves. Okay. That's the mindset, guys. At the end of the day, this is what we want to see in DripJobs. We have a report here and easily showcases to the investor, hey, check this out. This is a job report that we had from a previous estimate. We have measurements, coats, gallons, paint hours, prep hours, estimated labor price, cost, and profit, all here for you to see, sir. Okay. So right now, guys, at the end of the day, if your pricing is based on gut, your proposals live in your head, and you just kind of feel it out, you're guessing your way to profit or worse to losses, I'm out. Okay. So that's system number two, guys. Thank you for participating with that. Let's get it, guys. You guys getting something out of this so far? Drop an emoji, guys. Let's go. We got a ton of people in here. It's awesome. I'm so glad it worked out, especially mid-year. I know you guys are busy, but I want to make sure you guys are getting value out of this. Again, maybe a shift, mindset, course correction. It's a blitz. Anybody play football here? You guys know the drill. System three, scheduling system, okay? Buyer question number three: can your business schedule estimates and jobs in a way that's clear, efficient, and visible to everyone involved? Yes or no, team? Yes or no? What do we got? Drop it in there. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Yes or no, right? So I see a no. Joseph, let's change that, guys. Come on. Gary, I see a yes. Let's go. Yeses. I'm Ryan, of course. Yes, yes, yes. John, we got to get you on there, man. I'm seeing too many no's. I hope that we can change the direction today. So we never know who or what or how the business is going to evolve in the next 10 years. But my dream is that you have a sellable asset. You have a multi-million dollar exit, okay? Or you have the option to take an exit, or you scale it, or who knows. But we have to be able to say yes to every one of these questions, okay? So, love the answers, guys. Thank you. Why I'm asking this: if I'm buying your business, I need to know that scheduling isn't just a guessing game, it's a system. When I look at your schedule, I want to know where's the team supposed to be, what jobs are coming up, who's assigned to what, that the customer knows when you're coming and what to expect. If your calendar's messy, double booked, or buried in sticky notes, I'm not interested. Here's the deal: some of you guys have a schedule, but you don't keep up with it. Some of you guys don't treat your CRM, okay? And I know this, come on, right? You don't treat your CRM as if somebody's going to come in and do a tour of it, right? You kind of just wing it, right? That's just as bad. So maybe you have a system, but you're not treating it like it's a showroom. And you should always treat it that way, because at some point or another, you may need to show that thing to somebody. And you want it to be tight, up to date, up to speed. Okay? It needs to be a major focus. It's like, think about it, guys. If you had a house that you live in and love, most of you guys live in a house. Some of you guys own a house. I guarantee you, in the back of your head, you're like, I might have to sell this one day, so I should probably not treat it like garbage. Okay? Why isn't your business the same thing? It's the same mentality. Remember, Brad Ellison shared with us earlier that the worth of something is essentially set by the buyer. Okay? So if somebody comes in and sees a messy house, that could hurt the value of your business. So start treating your CRM like it's a showroom. Okay? Red flag answers on that one. We keep everything on a wall calendar. I don't see any freaking dry erase boards. Okay. I don't see that. My office person calls or texts. Sometimes customers call and wonder when we're coming. It's all in my head. I just know where everyone's supposed to be. Here's the translation here, guys. You can't grow a business. No one has visibility. That's a liability. Here's what I want to hear as the investor. Estimates are scheduled in DripJobs, and so are jobs. Customers get reminders. Crews know where to go. And our office can see the entire schedule at a glance. That tells me you're operating professionally. Your time is managed efficiently. Your team and your customers are aligned. And I can step in immediately as the investor and know exactly what's happening. Here's my appointment calendar, color-coded, neat, clean. Here's my job schedule, color-coded, by crew, neat, and clean. And guys, if you don't know this, some of you guys, I'm seeing a lot of no's. DripJobs, 90 days free today only. Use promo code Blitz90 at dripjobs.com. Okay, so we'll give you 90 days so you can start this journey. You guys know how we do it. We want you to win. So if your crew doesn't know where they're going, your customers are confused, and your calendar's a mess, you're not booked, you're buried, I'm out. Okay. System 4, guys. We got 3 more systems to go. Production management system. Let's get it. Buyer question number 4. Do jobs run without you checking in every day? Yes or no, guys? Do jobs run without you checking in every day? We're at lunch. I'm an investor. I'm looking you in your eye. You need to sell your business. Do I see yeses or nos? Okay, Vince, we got to change that this year, brother. Keep going, guys. Yes or no? Some, Gary? Yes, we got a bunch of yeses. I love to see it. Josh, we got to get that. Come on, we got 10 minutes left here. Guys, come on. Yep. Okay. Why I'm asking this: if I'm buying your business, I need to know that the production side doesn't collapse the second you stop answering your phone. The quality of your jobs should not depend on your constant supervision. I want to know, do crews know exactly what to do when they show up? Are job details, colors, services, and prep instructions documented? If something changes, is there a system to handle it, or does everything have to flow through you? Okay, we've got to get to the point where production is not dependent, guys. We talked about the levels of value. Level 1, remember, we're painting. Level 2, we're managing. Level 3, we're pulling levers. We got to get at least to level 3 as quickly as humanly possible. We are not serving our family, our loved ones, or our team by operating at level 1 and level 2. You're not doing anyone any good, including yourself, okay? Here's our red flag answers for this question. They usually just call me if they need something. We figure it out the morning of. Please tell me we're not figuring things out the morning of. It depends on the job. Every project is different. I trust my guys. They've been with me for a while. Here's the translation. You're the field supervisor and the production manager and the problem solver, and the business dies without you. What I want to hear, every job is labeled and has a checklist. Crews get a work order from DripJobs, job notes, colors, prep instructions. It'll automatically update if the office sends a change order. You've got consistency and accountability. Crews are empowered, but they're not dependent. You're ready to grow beyond a single crew. I can step in, look at any project, and understand what's happening. Company Cam, another great tool for that as well. My crews get an automated work order from DripJobs to Slack. Automation training today. Ryan Pettis later today will probably go over some of this, but ultimately everyone's on the same page at all times. Accessible, easy to access. Okay. If your phone rings 5 times a day from the same crew asking the same questions or the customer, you're not the owner, you're the crutch. I'm out, not buying the business. Hiring, systems, and recruiting. This is system number 5. Here's the buyer question, guys. I got to crank through this. Okay. Can your business attract, hire, and onboard new painters without you doing everything yourself? That includes interviewing. I better see a lot of no's in here. Okay. Yes or no? I want to know. That's what I'm saying. I better see them because I know that this is a difficult one because some of you guys think you need to meet everyone that's in your business. Okay. Some of you guys feel like you need to hug them, right? To make sure that they work. But at the end of the day, guys, the system should produce quality results, quality of your systems, quality of your business. Okay. Why I'm asking this. If I'm buying the business, I need to know that you're not the only one who knows how to find talent or the only one holding it together when someone quits. Some of you guys, have that feeling. Oh, it's a gut feeling, come on, man. That's the same thing the estimator said in my post earlier. Okay. People come and go. That's normal. But if a business falls apart every time someone leaves, it's not built to last. I want to know, how do new applicants find you? That's one of my questions. Do you have a screening process or a scorecard? Guys, Brandon Vaughn later today, we'll get that taken care of. Okay. Do you guys have a training or onboarding process? Can your business still grow if you're not the only one doing interviews? Here's the title of number 5, hiring and recruiting system, Hannah. Okay. Red flag answers. I just post on Facebook when I need someone. Good God. I want until I'm in a bind, then I wait until I'm in a bind, then scramble. I don't have time to train new guys. They just ride with my lead. I trust my gut when I'm hiring. Here's the translation. You're reactive, not structured. And if you're not hiring, no one is. Okay. Big problem there. What I want to hear. Yes. And we have a rolling hiring ad, always hiring. Applicants go through a short questionnaire. They meet our criteria. We schedule a phone interview, then an in-person interview, then a working interview, and then a background check. And we onboard with a checklist and start them in a helper role to test the fit. This tells me you got a pipeline of talent. You're not desperate when someone quits. You know your standards and have a system to protect them. Someone else could step in and continue building the team. As you can see, guys, this is an automated message that goes to my admin whenever an application comes in. It gets scored by AI, and then it gets sent to my admin when the score reaches 90 and above with custom tailored phone interview questions that relate to the applicant, guys. So talk about a system, just takes a little time, energy, and effort and resources. Okay. Hiring and chaos leads to chaos. A real business is always hiring, even when it doesn't need it, because it knows growth depends on the right people. If the only hiring plan is panic posting on Facebook when someone leaves, I'm out. Okay. Guys, DripJobs 90 days today only. Blitz 90, dripjobs.com. System 6, 2 more systems. System 6 is your customer experience system right here, guys. Check this out. Here's our question. Will customers get updates and reminders automatically and feel taken care of through the entire process from new lead to final goodbye? Let's get some yeses and nos on that one, okay? So if your customers don't get updates and reminders, if they don't get a message when the crew is on the way, right? If they don't get a message when a job is scheduled for next week, do they get a reminder? Do they get an appointment reminder? You guys got to think about all of the communication that should be happening in your business. And as the buyer of the business, I don't want to be doing it. And I don't want to know that there's holes in the communication with customers, right? We've got to make sure that if I'm buying the business, I need to know your customers aren't left in the dark, because that's how businesses bleed 5-star reviews. They won't get them, okay? Referrals and repeat work. People value communication in any interaction, in any relationship above all. Communication is a core to the growth of your business. In this business, the work has to be great, but the experience is what gets remembered. You guys know this, okay? And shared. I want to know, do your customers know what's happening next? Do they get updates before they wonder what's going on? Do they feel like they're working with a professional company, not just a guy with a crew? Here's our red flag answers. I usually just text them when I can. Sometimes they'll call if they have questions. We try to keep them updated, but it depends on the day. It's just me handling communication. Okay. Translation, you're reactive. And every job has the potential to turn into a bad review or a refund request because they're not being updated, especially you guys that schedule your jobs out months in advance. Okay. That's a big problem, especially you up north guys. Okay. That's a big problem. If no communication's happening there, big issue there. Okay. What I want to hear, yes, once a job is booked, our customer gets a welcome message, reminders before we arrive, and updates each step of the job. We also have automated check-ins and a review request that goes out once we finish. Okay. That tells me you've designed a predictable professional experience. You're proactive. You're not just responsive. You're building a brand customers remember and refer. The system works without you manually sending messages. You guys think that manually sending messages isn't bad. Well, that's level 1 value. Okay. Level 1, you're too valuable for that. Check it out, guys. So proud of my company. 400, 5-star, right? 5.0. Anybody 5.0? Anybody 5.0 in the building, right? Salute, right? No joke, right? You know how hard that is? Okay. 4.9, 4.9s, guys, listen, this matters. Okay. And it starts with communication. 5.0 experiences all the way through. Okay. Proud of my team. Check it out, guys. Just some reviews highlighting communication, communication, communication. That's what you'll see in our reviews because it's that important. If your customer is sitting there wondering where your crew is, if the job is still happening or how to reach you, you didn't just lose a review. You lost the referral, the rehire, or maybe even the payment. I'm out. Okay. That's the mindset of an investor. System 7. This is the last one, team. Guys, hang with me, right? Last one. And then we got Mike Gore-Hickman coming up. Buyer question 7. If I ask you for your numbers, could you show them to me? This one's going to hurt. This is where people are going to start leaving because I don't talk about numbers, okay? Profit per job, labor costs, overhead, break even, trends, okay? Why am I asking this? Because if I buy your business, I need to know it's being run on facts, not feelings, guys. Of course, they're going to ask about numbers. Of course, okay? Most owners think they have a cash flow problem. What they really have is a clarity problem. Okay. If you can't show me how much profit you made last week, which jobs are dragging the margins down, or how much you can afford to pay a new hire, then you're making decisions in the dark. And that's dangerous. I'm not risking my money on a guessing game. Guys, we got Chris Moore later today, financial advisor, business coach, someone you guys might not know this, but it's only coaches and business owners in this training today. One of the reasons is because I want to connect you with coaches so you guys don't have to figure all this stuff out on your own. Okay. No one's going to reach through the screen and grab your money. But if someone inspires you today, make sure you reach out to them. Most of them offer really great services. There's no one I would put on one of my trainings that isn't integral. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about. So check them out, guys. Everyone speaking today should have some value. And of course, we have some business owners that are speaking too. I'm looking for a business with a scorecard, not just a hustle. So red flag answers. We're making money, I think. I'll have to go back and check the numbers later. I just know when things feel off. I haven't really broken down job costs yet. Now, I hope you guys are understanding why I told you need to run as fast as you can from level 1 value, because all of this other stuff isn't being tended to. Okay. That's why it's so important. I don't care how much you like to paint or how much you like being near your customer. I haven't been to a job in 3 months. Okay. I'm good. I have enough to work on. Okay. So check this out. We got Mike coming up in a minute. I need 2 more minutes, guys, and we're going to wrap up. So what I want to hear, yes, I track every job's gross profit, labor percentage, material costs, and break-even point. It's simple, updated in real time, and it tells me what decisions to make next. That tells me you understand your business. You could scale without guessing, and you're playing to win. And guys, here's DripJobs. We got job costing built in DripJobs so you can track your expenses. Imagine just showing this to an investor, showing 50 some labor margin right there. Boom. Here's our last 10 jobs. Here you go, dude. Write the check. Okay. So if you're working 60 hours a week and you can't tell me if you made money last month, you're not the owner. You're the hardest worker in your company with the least security. I'm out. Okay. Every system you've heard of today means nothing if you don't measure it. If your business can't grow what you can't see, that's why system 7, the clarity system, is where the real freedom starts. So my question to you is, what's freedom? Freedom isn't just time off. It's building a business that works, whether you're in the room or not. It's knowing your leads are being followed up with. Your team is showing up on time. Your jobs are profitable and your customers are raving without you lifting a finger. Freedom is when the business no longer needs you, but still rewards you. And the only way to get there is to build a business someone would actually want to buy. Okay, guys? So I want to thank you. I want to let you know this is the fight. This is what we're here for today. You guys have got to get this. I want to hear some success stories come liftoff in January. So if you guys got something out of this, drop an emoji. Let me get set up for a second. We're going to bring Mike Gore Hickman. Please don't forget, guys, we got Drip Jobs, 90 days free. Just go to dripjobs.com right now. Blitz 90. You get 90 days free, 3 months. Okay. Use Drip Jobs. We want to serve you in the highest capacity. 3 months free. No one else will give you that type of trial. We've been doing it for years. But thank you guys